Savage.
Oh, hello and welcome, one and all. It's nice to see you here. It's your boy Jeff Leach, back with another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a favour, hit the like button once you've watched the episode if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, don't hit the downvote. Just go to someone else's videos and hit downvote. Like, I don't know, Logan Paul. Give him a downvote. He deserves it more than me. But if you liked it, hit that upvote, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can find out about all these new episodes live in video format on youtube.tv/Jeff Leach TV. Thank you very much, of course, to all the patrons as well. Patreon.com/Savage Snowflake. You'll notice for the last few episodes we haven't had a sponsor anymore. I was hoping that we might be able to take out all the adverts and just keep it very much supporter sponsored, I guess. Supporter supported. That's what I was hoping for. So, if you have decided that you really enjoy this podcast, I know there's 51,000 unique listeners. Out of that, I reckon there's probably about 2,000 people who listen to every episode, at least. Thank you very much, you 2,000. You are the hardcore crew. You are the original savages. And I was hoping that if you guys enjoy it that much, you might go to patreon.com/Savage Snowflake and donate as little as $1 a month. I'm going to have a sip of tea. Delicious. I've been celebrating Thanksgiving this week, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, America. Genocide and all that. Dirty blankets. You did it. And you celebrated with turkeys. You got it to be pardoned by your retarded president. It was a magical time for everyone. I ate my body weight in pecan pie, pumpkin pie, and dark and light turkey meat because, you know, that's how I roll. And I'm still waiting for my poop. It's been 3 days, no poops yet. My guest did not come here to talk about poops. She came to talk about her comedy career thus far. We just met at comedy venue last week. We were performing together.
Yeah.
It's Heather Turman. Now, Heather Turman, I'm saying it correctly this time. Autocorrect. Fucks it up sometimes. I don't know anything about you prior to us doing stand-up together, which is one of my favourite guests to have on the podcast. Because everything you're going to tell me is news to my ears. So, go. It started back in 1989.
Yeah.
No, when did you
When did I start comedy?
Yeah, I mean, because you were a season pro the other night. You absolutely killed it in a very difficult room.
Thank you. It was a good. I mean, it was a difficult room.
It was a terrible show.
Was.
Can we say that it was a terrible show?
Yeah, I mean, it was night before Thanksgiving, which is, you know,
you made it sound
rough.
like a Christmas carol now.
I did. I'm like, it was
the night before Thanksgiving,
and all the people were not at the show.
All the people were not at the show.
Oh, do you want me to continue?
I was just going to keep adding musical accompaniment. Yeah, I thought we were building a story.
We totally could have. I shy away from music because I'm not. I sang. I had a band with my two friends in elementary school.
Okay, what were you called?
Girl Force One.
Oh yeah, what a great girl band name.
And
was this like music? Did you all play instruments and rock?
We sang and we were dancing. And the second that I did either of those things, they were like, "How about you do neither of those things?" And that was it.
So you were like the sporty Spice of the band.
Yeah, I was. I know, it's sad, isn't it?
Although she was very good at dancing, actually.
She was.
So you weren't even.
I wasn't even that. I think I
Posh Spice. You were Posh Spice.
I was Posh Spice. Yeah, I'll take that. She's the richest of them all.
There's a little Victoria Beckham about you as well. Got well dressed. You got a very dark and like what's it called, like elegant, glamorous look.
Sure.
The hair's very nicely done. Got a little curl at the bottom. You've had it just done.
I mean, I did it kind of. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not very, that's the thing with that.
And of course, Victoria Beckham too is a hilarious lesbian lady.
What do you mean? Sorry. For a second, I was like, what?
I was just continuing to compare you guys and how perfectly aligned you are.
Oh my God. I'm the opposite. I'm not feminine in any way. I try to be. I try my best. But
Never rock a pair of heels?
I do. I've got good legs and I can wear heels.
There
it's
you
true.
go.
But I don't do it regularly.
That's a very feminine thing to do.
It's true. But I don't do it regularly.
I've worn heels before on more than one occasion. I'm not going to lie. And it's wonderful.
Yeah. How tall were you?
I mean, I was. They were 5-inch heels.
Wow,
that's quite high, right?
Yeah.
And it was for a comedy role. I was playing Peaches Geldof.
Oh, okay.
In a comedy skit years ago, and they bought this pair of pleather heels. So they weren't very comfortable because they were pleather, right?
Yeah.
But cheap, right? They were basically drag queen heels.
Yeah.
And I got to say, my legs looked fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah. And how did you feel? Did you like strut?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I took the shoes home from the shoot. They said, you can keep them. We can't use them for anyone else.
Yeah.
So take them if you ever have to play a girl again. And I was like, little do you know, I should be playing a girl every night in my bedroom. And then I wore them for a Eurovision Song Contest party my friends and I had, where we all had to dress up as the previous year's winner, who was Conchita Wurst.
Oh, okay.
The I don't think she's trans. She's transvestite singer. She has like a full beard, but then is incredibly feminine, and the body and the legs.
I wonder if
She's like a bearded lady, basically.
Yeah.
She's a singer from, I think, Turkey.
Okay.
Maybe, or somewhere around that area.
I feel like I've seen that a lot lately. A lot of bearded ladies. It's
yeah?
like a thing. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like...
What, out there on the lesbian trail?
I just think out there on the LGBT trail, I feel like...
Oh, yeah?
I feel like there's like... It's become more acceptable to embrace the feminine.
LGBTQ though, isn't it?
Yeah. IA++.
How many other letters?
We've stopped at A and then just say plus.
There's I and A are 100% part of it now, are they?
I think so, yeah. LGBTQ.
And is that asexual A? Or is that...
I thought it was asexual, and then somebody else told me that it was like allies, so I'm not sure which.
Holy... Why do allies need to be... By supporting LGBTQ?
It's true. Yeah. I know.
And what's the I for? Intersex.
Yeah, intersex.
Which means you're not here, you're not there, you're making a journey.
Yeah, I guess so.
Does that mean you're finding I don't know this shit.
I don't know either. And I mean, we're all learning. We're all doing better about learning. I mean, I just know I know the classics, you know. I know
the classics. Good old dick to bum.
Yeah.
Vagine to vagine.
Yeah. That and you know, and flip going back and forth.
Yeah, and then good old bisexual. Where are the bisexual? I mean, they're in there. They're the bees, obviously.
I mean, every woman that I've met this year seems to have come out as bisexual, and I'm just like, oh, it's safe now.
It's such a cop out. It's also not even about being safe.
Exactly.
I think it's fashionable.
Exactly. It is, and it drives me crazy. I'm seeing a lot of comics be like, I'm bisexual, like Bisexual Awareness Day. I'm just like,
my vagina right now, please.
You all have boyfriends. Being like, everyone's bisexual. Everyone's
oral
bisexual.
Oral sex. I wonder if you can, like, are you as a fully fledged member? Now you say that you're not a gold star lesbian. You sent your material because you did have a boyfriend.
I had
once.
one boyfriend in high school, yeah, and then I like dated.
Did you
a
make
little
love
bit
to
of
him?
men. Yeah.
And it was just awful?
No, I mean, you know, I've got more material about that I didn't do. That, like, you know, I could totally have like an orgasm with a dude for sure.
Sure.
But
would you have to almost block the fact that he's there and treat him like a toy?
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
I definitely, there was nothing arousing to me about that. And I remember about his body, about any of it. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. And
probably a bit hairy.
Yeah, super hairy. I remember I used to feel like
Strange
I used to like
funk.
wake up in the night like a nightmare. Like it was like he just like this gorilla like pounding at me. It was so.
Oh wow, yeah, that's an image.
But no, I feel like it's.
I hope he's not listening.
Oh, fuck him if he is.
Oh, really? He was not a good guy?
No, he was a piece of shit. But I did date a lot of nice guys, too.
Okay, so it wasn't like he turned you off dating men for life just by being the worst guy? No, it was just like
I just would get anxiety with
men.
Like,
well, that's how I feel with men as well.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to fuck them.
Exactly.
Not attracted to them, and that's cool. I feel like bisexuals is so fucking... Now, it's easy for a woman to just make out another chick drunk, which they do anyway, because femininity is very attractive.
Yeah.
And it's soft and it's gentle and it's a different kiss, so it's nice for girls to kiss other girls anyway.
Right.
But when it comes to, listen, are you ready to step up? Are you going to get yourself a pair of fucking serious jeans and take a forearm from Sandra? Because if not, get the fuck out. You're not bisexual.
I mean, I guess I feel like, I think everybody's bisexual. I really do.
We're all on the spectrum, right?
Yeah, I think there's a spectrum, and I think like there's
like I won't suck a dick, but I'll blow on it from a distance.
So you're like a 99.9.
No, I'm like 40. I'm 47% homosexual. I say, or European is called.
Or European. I
Yeah,
like
it's called
that.
European.
I like that.
Like, I'll kiss men on the cheek. I hug my friends.
Yeah.
I don't feel remotely. It's nothing sexual, but I feel close. I like sharing that contact with my male friends.
It's good that you're comfortable in that, because that's the thing. This country, like,
they're not.
That's like not manly, and I feel like the thing is we need
latent
to embrace
homosexuality.
both
That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
In fact, I try and hug everyone when I first meet them, however macho they appear to be, or big or burly or overtly alpha and masculine. And if they don't hug me back, or they feel uncomfortable, they're like, "Hey, bro, a bit forward," then I know they want to suck my dick.
Totally. Yes, it's so true. And it's crazy how like that's not, I don't know. Like, yes, it's
got nothing to do with the fact that they don't like me.
No.
It's 100% they want
that
me.
they want to do it.
Yeah.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Because sometimes, people will just be like, "Oh, I hear them talking to me like, oh no, it's that guy. I fucking hate that guy." And then I turn up and then I give him a hug. And then he's like, he just doesn't look comfortable. And it's definitely not because he doesn't like me.
Yeah.
It's because he knows he wants me. And smelling me and having me close to him is just making him question his entire existence.
His entire existence. I love that.
Yeah.
There's
how I tell myself.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like I tell myself that shit too.
If women don't immediately drop to their knees when you walk into a room.
No, the opposite. Like if I don't have a lot of female friends. I have mostly male friends, and I feel like it's I.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I get nervous because I feel like sometimes I worry that they think I'm coming on to them if I'm not. You know what I mean?
What female friends do?
What female friends?
Female friends do.
Well, just females, and so then I don't become their friend because I clam up. I'm nervous.
Is that their ego,
nervous.
or do you think that's their insecurity?
I think that's my insecurity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then like.
This is also LA. And if you're just friendly to people, they go, "Well, they either want to fuck me or they want a job." You know what I mean?
No, that's.
And I don't have a job to give, so
that's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Ultimately, there's two men that I've legitimately found attractive. Like, so every once in a while, I'll get like a crush on a guy, but it's like a very schoolgirl crush. I don't think in sexual terms.
Right.
But like the only men that have ever seemed sexy to me, like that I've had like a sexual attraction to, are Prince and Lenny Kravitz.
And both of them.
They can
Lenny
rock bell
Kravitz
bottoms.
He's incredibly
Feminine.
I think masculine, Lenny Kravitz.
But he's got that like.
No, but that to me is masculinity, being so comfortable and confident. Plus, he looks fucking mind blowing.
Yeah,
that man has clearly worked
guy.
out every single day since the time he was 6.
Yeah,
and never stopped.
And he like sings high songs and flared jeans. Like that's. I think everyone should find Lenny Kravitz a little bit sexy.
Fucking hips, love it. And you can always see his dick outline through his leather pants. He never wears underwear.
Oh yeah.
Prince was very gender fluid. I feel like he was like always.
But he had enough masculinity, like where like you never saw him flirt with. He was like he was a total ladies man. Like he would like swoop
and
in
on
there.
stage he was all like, "I'm just very feminine and sexual." And then on stage he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing?"
Seriously, yes.
Yeah, he played it right. He's the gay best friend that you don't like hanging around your girlfriend.
Because he totally fucks
as a straight man, at least.
It's true, yeah.
You know, he goes, "Oh no, he's gay, babe, he's gay." And then you see him like looking at her ass one day and you're like, "Yo." And he's like, "Oh, those are great pants." And then you catch him sniffing them in the fucking laundry later on.
Oh, that's
you're like, "Bro, what you doing?" "Oh no, I was just seeing if there was, it looked like a stitch was loose."
Oh, that's
and you're like,
funny.
"Sebastian, are you trying to fuck my girlfriend?" "I'm not, I swear." "Would you matter if I was?" "Yes, it would matter." Then you have a fight, and then your girlfriend breaks up with you because you just punched her gay friend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
they get together.
They end up getting together.
Yeah,
and then you're like, "Bitch,
happens.
I told you."
That's exactly what happens.
Fucking story of every movie made in the 90s.
I have a gay friend, and when he was in the closet,
You only have one?
No, but one in particular who would do what you just said, where I would like see him checking like a dude out, but this was when he was closeted and I had no idea that he was gay.
Yeah.
But like I kind of felt like he was, but I didn't know. And he would see that I saw it and he'd be like, "I like those jeans." And he would do it exactly what you said. And now I'm like,
and you'd be like, "I bet you like those jeans."
Yeah. Dudes don't check out
because
jeans.
Because it has the residue of a man's testicle sack smeared inside of them. That's why you like those jeans.
Yeah.
It's fucking Steven, mate. It's always doing it. Sexual. You're not my first lesbian, by the way. Just want to say you didn't pop my lesbian cherry on the podcast.
Who was?
Well, Scout Durwood has been on it, and Scout's obviously a wonderful member of the lesbian community. One of the best.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to vote for her to be president of the lesbians this year.
Sure, I like that. Scout
and
would
you know what?
Do us well.
I think you could be an incredible vice president.
Sure.
of the lesbian community.
Veep.
The Veep.
Lesbian Veep.
VV. The V of V. The
Yeah.
Veep of V. But so I do think now, is it a good time to be lesbian? Because she was saying to me, as much as the industry is very progressive right now, and very much about, diversification, people of color, is more, for instance, male men of color than white men getting roles in a lot of shows now, which is okay. That's a balance, an overswing.
Yeah.
Equality would be great across the board, but I realize that hasn't been the case for a lot of years.
Right. Yes.
But she said, ironically, being a white lesbian lady right now, you're not all it. You're not it right now.
Yeah, not at all.
Shit.
Everybody. I mean, even like when that was a thing, like a few years ago, I feel like
isn't that funny?
When there was like a gay card.
No, but there's literally periods where it's like, oh yeah, we're in fashion right now.
Yeah, we're in fashion, and it was like I auditioned for almost every lesbian role for like one pilot season, and it was always not gay enough. What
did they want to see from you?
So
how could you get up
that.
more?
They wanted some stereotype, and it's like that thing where it's like there's a spectrum in this way too. Sure. You know what I mean? And so like that was a little frustrating, and now it's definitely not in. And I've had even like reps be like, what else do you have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what else? Because
can you play black or not?
Exactly. Can you play black? Can you play any of the any other marginalized group? No, just the lesbian thing. Okay. It's
how would you
hard.
feel about amputation?
That's hilarious. If I cut off my leg, I probably would work constantly.
Yeah. You get all the pirate roles.
Yeah, for real.
Immediately.
I mean, in stand-up, I'd just be, a hero, and that's... I mean, but that's the thing, too. It doesn't last
You'd be the well-famous lesbian pirate, Blackbeard. But the beard would be your fake husband. And he's ironically got no beard whatsoever. He's just smooth-faced. But he's your Blackbeard. He's a black dude. Sure. Oh, it's the best TV show ever. We just did it. Thanks, Netflix. I
love it.
John. You can. You get to play the captain.
Totally.
I already know a load of great black actors, so
as long
we can
as I get
cast
to wear
in.
an eye patch, all is well.
Yeah. Well, we should get a real. Oh, you want to wear an eye patch?
Yeah, and a captain's hat.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. And then the black beard is your husband, who's a black man, black gentleman. He's a pirate too.
Sure.
And then I could play your arch nemesis.
Well, you're always going to be in style. An accent in America?
Nah,
no,
you would think so. No, I'm white, I'm straight, I'm male, and what's worse, I'm not British enough. I'm a Londoner, so either I should play. Hi, I'm from England, and I'm very posh, and I'm a little bit silly and a little bit RP, and be like, oh my god, and I'm a little au fait.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Am I gay? Am I not? Who knows? I'm just very flamboyant, and I'm a little bit that on stage sometimes, but I'm also equal parts geezer, blah blah. But I'm not strong enough to be. I don't have a strong enough accent or decorum to play the Guy Ritchie character.
Sure, no, I gotcha.
And in America, there's only 2 British people.
Yeah.
I'm going down a fucking pub. You coming or what, you cunt? There's that. And then there's, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I really didn't even know that you were there. Oh my God, I'm falling in love.
It's so true.
It.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Somebody just has to write like the British, but not British enough friend. And that needs to be it.
Vagina Pirate Party.
Hard.
No, that's a terrible name.
Vagina Pirate Party.
She be swashbuckling.
Isn't there a I just had like a brain fart. I felt like there was a there was a word that seemed like that.
Wench. Wait, a vagina pirate.
I find those old words
a
so
pussy
funny.
pirate. The pussy pirates.
Pussy pirates. That works.
The seafaring she lover.
Or pirates of the
tuppence. Yeah, Pirates of the Penzance. Pirates of the Chick's Pants.
Of the Chick's Pants.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it.
We'll get it by the end.
The title's secondary. I mean, right now, we got the premise, which is so strong.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
A seafaring captain, female, lesbian, strong.
Amputee.
With a
black
black gay husband.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Amazing.
Totally. And first mate.
Yeah.
Or like
and Scarlett Johansson plays the Japanese seafaring captain that you're like in love with.
Oh, okay.
She's another thing, but she plays Japanese because, you know, she can't play white anymore.
Right. No, I gotcha.
She's really doubled down on her diversification roles.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fucking wild, though, to look back and be like, I remember, sorry, so many ideas are coming to me right now, and that's why I'm having a hard time articulating, but like...
You're writing the TV pitch already in your head. You're writing the bylines for our
I'm
TV
just,
show.
Thinking about, there was a time, and it was so crazy when white people played all the roles in such a way that they would...
Laurence Olivier.
I mean, it's crazy.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
When he played that, and he literally blackfaced up. Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi, right?
Yeah. And
he did it well, though, didn't he?
He did it well, and you know, he did it really well. It's
so
hard
what you
to
like
argue
about
with
that whitewashing?
It's hard to argue with that.
He played Indian incredibly well.
He did, yeah. But now that would never fly. Not even close. Yeah.
Nah, can you imagine that in 2019?
Yeah, I mean, well, Scarlett Johansson just played Asian. Two years
She
ago?
didn't. I'll argue that.
Okay.
Because, and we're talking about Ghost in the Shell, right?
I think so.
So Ghost in the Shell was a series of manga, comic books.
Okay.
You know, comic books, modern manga and anime, turned into anime, and then film, TV series, and then it became the show, the film. Sorry. It's also been done in South Korea, I think, and Japan as movies previously. I think I'm correct in saying that.
But is it just because it was an anime character that people think that it was supposed to be?
Well, I mean, in the anime, she would have been an Asian character.
Okay.
You know, it was based in Japan, and she would have been Asian. But here's the deal, is that, first of all, Japanese culture, part of their culture is they love adopting other people's cultures and exploring their cultures and Japaneseifying that culture. Mm-hmm. It's fun for them. China love doing that as well. All of Asia has always been a great let's take what you got and let's make it friendly for our audience.
Sure.
So they would never, no Japanese person on the street would ever have been remotely offended about Scarlett Johansson playing the Ghost in the Shell character. And also it's a reinterpretation.
Yeah.
She's a fucking cyborg robot. She doesn't have to be Japanese.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know any of this.
She wasn't, they didn't aesthetically try and make her look more Japanese.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like how I went to my eyes and then thought twice about it. And I was just like, hair. I'm just talking about the hair.
But that
don't touch the side of your head, Jesus, whatever you do, fuck me.
But see, and Twitter, when it goes all crazy, they don't tell all the details, you know?
No,
we don't get that. We just get the one side. Because that's where I learned about it.
Yeah, they should have just gone, we asked 100 Japanese people if they gave a solitary fuck, and they would just be 100 Japanese people going, it's cool that she's doing this. It's cool that they're making this movie. It's cool that Western culture is loving our creation.
Sure.
You know, why would that not be a bad thing?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's arguing a really good point. I think it's all dependent on so many things, but I do think that if it is a race thing, particularly, then just keep it, of course, that way.
Sure, of course.
And
cast a good Japanese actress. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that one was people grasping at straws a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Just to go, I'm offended by something.
Yeah.
But the Joker movie is an incel movie.
I know.
Is it? Or is it a great fucking movie about a mental breakdown and depression and mental health issues and a lack of support for
mental
people in
health,
this country with all of those
exactly.
things and paralleling a lot of what's happening in present day politics and social climate in a movie based 50 years in the past or whatever.
And also,
it was great.
I really enjoyed it. But when you just said that, I just thought to myself, like, it's also kind of like
a comedy.
Well, because a big theme in it too is that he was raised, that he didn't know his dad. He was raised by the single parent.
Sure,
the trials and tribulations of being a single parent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, there's loads of stuff in there. And I thought, and it was shot beautifully, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Scorsese ripoff." It's like, no,
it's really well done.
It's an homage to Scorsese.
And I don't think it was irresponsible with the violence. I don't think it was. It was none of those things, and it wasn't. I didn't think it was an homage to Scorsese at all.
What's wrong with? Oh, some of the shots stylistically,
sure,
you can tell that the director is very influenced by Scorsese. But so what? That's great.
Yeah,
people have been influenced by people throughout the time.
Yeah, but the pacing still was its own thing.
You're sure? Yeah.
Like with Scorsese, there's, there's slick, fast cuts and stuff like
Sure.
that, you know, and this allowed moments to breathe.
You're
but
right,
yes,
you're right.
there was a lot of
lingering shots. More,
Yeah.
all right, almost more Werner Herzog then. Vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big, wide, lingering shots.
Yeah, letting Joaquin do brilliant.
Just be
things.
wacky Joaquin.
Yeah, totally.
That's what they call him. Out there on the streets. Wacky Joaquin.
Yeah.
Hashtag, that's the name of the title of the episode. Okay, so how did you end up in comedy? Was it trials and tribulations of coming out? Did that give you stories that you started to?
Yes, it literally was that. I was in LA. I moved here right out of high school. I moved here at 18. And I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. I didn't know what facet. I thought like maybe acting, but like I was too afraid to really try.
Right.
But I knew I liked performing, but writing was always my main thing.
Yeah.
So I like had taken like an improv class, and I wasn't that strong. I was like 20, and it was too much for me at the time. And then
physically strong or emotionally strong,
like I just wasn't
performance strong.
Security, I would get like anxiety. I just didn't know myself.
Irony being though,
myself.
if you were like a little bit more, if you had done what those casting directors wanted you to do and just stacked on a few fucking bricks on each bicep,
oh yeah,
you would have felt a little bit more confident in everything.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah. Heather, could you run that again? No, I can't. All right.
Oh man, I've got a thing with female bodybuilders. That's like
that you like them or you're not into it.
I don't want to diss anybody, but
Nah, you can. It's all right.
Baffled by it.
It's comedy.
I'm baffled by it.
By women who want to be that physically big and strong.
Yeah, like it's weird enough when you're a man and your veins are popping and you're like walking like, oh, you know what I mean? Like
absolutely. It's people. I mean, people are damaging their bodies quite a lot in some of the things they do. However, I completely understand it, and I think it's just the same as someone injecting loads of stuff into their lips or getting fake boobs out here. Or, it's another body trying to push your body in a certain way to some extreme
to feel worthy in whatever fucking way. Yeah, absolutely.
But I got to say, I like my girlfriend's quite fit. She's not big. She doesn't get bulk on
fitness
size.
I love for sure, and I think that's.
But I've seen a few women down at the gym where I train at Gold's, and there's a couple of girls that are very masculine. And that's a big turn off for me.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But also, I get that for other people, that's a massive turn off.
Yeah, totally.
But I got to say, when a girl has got like kind of she's just a bit bigger than like athletic woman, when she's just a little big, like the legs are a bit powerful, and you're like, fuck me, she could crush a watermelon with those thighs.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Kind of like it.
Totally.
Kind of like it.
Yeah, like
I want to eat that fruit salad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's a difference between like a Ronda Rousey and a bodybuilder, though.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Ronda Rousey's got slightly bigger muscles.
And we know that she could fucking we know she could fuck us up, but she's not a bodybuilder flexing all those tiny muscles popping out.
But what you're saying is, just like a man, you just want to be physically able to intimidate your partners.
No.
I mean, sounds like you want to.
I just like
you sound
I'm
a bit like a
attracted to more
misogynist.
sometimes I feel like I sound like a female misogynist.
Why do you hate women?
I don't. I love women. That's the thing. I love them when they're feminine
women
too.
shouldn't have muscles.
They can have muscles.
Okay.
Yeah, no. When I came out, my parents' reaction was so fucking insane. My mom's reaction was so insane.
All
it's still not completely.
Set the scene.
I mean, I did the worst thing. I told her over the phone, which you never
Where were
do.
you? And when was this?
This was in 2008.
Okay.
And I was like out with my girlfriend at the time. Huh?
Were you still studying then, or were you out?
No, I was just out here. Okay. And I was out with my girlfriend, and we'd had a couple drinks, and I like thought to myself, like, God, like I was like looking at her, and I'm like, how could I deny this person's like presence in my life? You know, and I had just been on the phone with my mom a few hours before, and she was asking me about dating and stuff, and I was like, God, Mom, like just stop, you know, like. So I had this moment, so I was like, I'm gonna tell my mom. So I called my mom, and I was like, you know how you were asking me about dating and stuff? Well, like I am seeing someone. She's like, is he famous?
And you're like, well,
and
you're going to be a little disappointed.
No, they're not famous, and it's a girl. So
they're not famous. And it's a woman.
Yeah.
And
she's like, what? And then she just started like screaming. And so she said a whole bunch of like
mean shit.
So I hung up, and then like
I'm sorry to hear that. That
yeah,
sucks.
it's okay. Thank you.
Especially from your mum.
Yeah, and
That's
so
who
it
you
was
want
like
to.
I didn't see her for 5 years. It was really rough.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry.
But so no, it's okay. And so I started doing stand up. Like I wrote some shit out because that's definitely the way I've always dealt with shit is like seeing the comedy in it.
Yeah.
And so I wrote some shit out and I was reading it and I'm like, this almost reads like a bit. And I'm like, why have I never tried stand up?
Boom.
And so I researched open mics and I went to one.
So not actually, I take it back. Don't fuck that bitch because she
Yeah.
gave birth to you first of all.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have a guest today
Yeah.
if she hadn't done that. So thanks,
True.
Mrs. Turman. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 9 months.
Yeah.
And the sex you had previous to that. And also, you would never have maybe gone into the world of stand-up if she
Yeah,
hadn't
never. Yeah.
catastrophically
I would've.
ruined your life
Yeah.
by not accepting you.
It's true. And it's changed my life completely. And I started in 2009. And so like it's been 10 years.
Relationship now?
I'm married now.
No, but well, I know you. Yes, you're very
me and
happy.
my mom, yeah.
Your mum, and have you rebuilt that relationship? Do you think?
Somewhat. It's gotten a little better, but it's still not. She's never met a partner of mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hazard
she
a guess.
wasn't at either
religious?
of my weddings.
She was religious.
No.
They're not Jesus-y people.
No, that's the fucked up thing.
Why would she be?
I think that's the thing. I think some shit happened when she was a kid and she's not over it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So like I
What,
inherited
like a female family member or something? Might have
not
had her.
family member, but yeah. And so I think that I mean, this is probably a case of inheriting fucking trauma.
Do you and your do her and your father have a relationship still? Are they still
Yeah,
together?
they're still married.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
shit. Are they happy?
Yeah.
It's one of those where they're together.
Yeah, but my mom is definitely, I don't think my mom's a lesbian. That's
Right.
been, you know what I mean? Because
No, I didn't think that. What I was
okay.
going to think is if they didn't really have a very intimate relationship anymore, maybe she's just angry that in your relationship, two people are getting their pussy, showing love and affection,
I
and
mean,
she's not.
and
There's
she's
just a
not.
part of it that's like, maybe
a little
that's what I
envy.
do. Yeah.
I hope my mom doesn't think about me getting my pussy anything. Getting
I mean, she did. As soon as you told her, Mum,
No, I know.
I'm gay and
got
I
jokes
love
about that too.
this girl and
Yeah.
I'm with her and I want to be with her.
She started saying a whole bunch of derogatory things to me about. She called me a cunt licker. She called me a whole bunch.
Oh,
of
wow.
Sorry, did I like? But you're British.
No, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was like a bolt of coffee to my heart.
Yeah.
That just,
Yeah,
That woke
totally.
me up. That was, I've never used that phrase in my life.
Yeah.
I've definitely said the word cunt.
And you've definitely
And I've
said
talked about licking vaginas. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I never did either.
I said
until
those
my
two
mom
things
said
together.
that.
Wow, that's a pretty fucking...
Yeah.
I mean, we're
shit.
joking about it right now, but that's...
Yeah,
that's really
it's
fucked
heavy
up.
shit. Yeah, I mean, that's how you birth a comedian, like pretty much.
Your mum and my dad should hang out. I think they get on like a house on
So
fire.
what's that? What's the issue there?
Oh,
Is it 'cause
my
you're in the
relationship with my
arts and
parents
you're
are fucked up.
creative?
Nah, I just have fucked up parents. They were miserable for most of their lives, and
Yeah.
they put that on their kids.
Yeah.
You know,
So what's the situation now? Do you keep in touch?
I do. I love my parents implicitly. The problem is that I felt like for a lot of my childhood, they didn't love me implicitly. It was always there were limitations put on it based on how well I did at school.
Yeah.
And I did incredibly well for most of my schooling, and then when I realised that wasn't enough for them, I didn't do well at school
Yeah.
in my last year. But I don't know. I have a relationship with them. I love
Yeah.
them very much. I think
Yeah.
they're good people. I don't think they're bad people. I think they just had their own issues from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
They were fucked. I know my grandparents were fucked enough to give my parents major issues.
Yeah.
And then we got some, my sister and I, and I'm hoping that the buck can stop with us.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure my kids will be fucked up in some way,
Yeah.
but it won't be the ways that I was.
The same ways, exactly. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm hoping too, because I love my parents as well. And I just have to recognize that it's their shit. It's not me.
But
You
it's
know what I mean?
also fuck her a little bit. I'm sorry to say
it's
that about
so
your mum.
bad. It was really bad. It was
Yeah.
really gnarly. Yeah.
Wow. But then you met this wonderful woman. You got married.
Yeah.
And now are the jokes still about, now it's a different form of, rather than using it as therapy to talk about the process of coming out and having that horrendous experience with your
Yeah.
mum and, trying to learn how to be a lesbian woman and a comedian at the same time. Now you can talk about it in
Anything.
anything.
Yeah.
Because you're just a woman who's married.
Yeah, now I'm just a woman who's married. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the marriage material. I mean, that's the thing, it's like, as you know, in comedy, you see like at a certain age, people start, in your 20s, it's all like dating.
Sure.
And then it's, I'm getting older once you hit
Sure,
30.
sure,
yeah. And then
sure,
it's like, I'm married. Oh, so I got
Of course.
kids.
Yeah.
And
you talk about what you know. That's the best
you
comedy.
talk about your life. Yeah.
I mean, look at Jessica Kirson, though. Jessica Kirson, definitely, she one of my favorite comics in the country, and she's just got a new special, actually, that just came out called Talking to Myself, which is produced by Bill Burr, and it's on Comedy Central, and you should all download it. But she's one of my favorite people in comedy in America, but also one of the best comics, I think, working in this country.
Yeah.
And she's a lesbian woman, married, very happily married, but actually she barely talks about...
Yeah.
She makes references to it throughout her set, obviously.
Yeah.
But she doesn't just go, anyway, you know what it's like when you're going down and go as a girl. And blah. It's none of this stuff.
Right.
She's talking about marriage
life,
and heartbreak and mental health issues. And, you know, she does her lots of act outs. And she just talks about anything as any person. It just so happens to be that she's married to a woman and,
exactly.
you know, isn't attracted to men.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's...
Except me.
That's my hope, you know. Except you, of course.
She really likes me.
Of course.
And someone else retweeted her tweet the other day, and she said she was considering becoming straight for them.
Ah.
It was some famous comic.
Okay.
She didn't say about my comment, but I knew she felt it about me.
Yeah.
because
yeah,
I'm kind of like a lesbian.
Did she
I've
get
kind of got the
uncomfortable
haircut of a
when
90s
is that what it
punk
was?
rock lesbian girl. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But did she get uncomfortable when you hugged her? Was it that stuff?
She got an erection. It was really weird. I could feel it pressing against me. And I was like, what is that? And she was like, it's best we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But I used to be a bodybuilder. And you know what happens? The clitoris gets engorged.
Yes.
And gets really huge.
This is deja vu. You said that before about bodybuilder and engorged.
Engorged clitorises.
You felt it on your leg. Like, I swear to fucking God, I dreamt this.
Oh, I know. I've said it 3 or 4 times this week in casual conversation.
Maybe it was during the show that you...
That's the only bit about... Like, I would let a very strong woman have sex... or she would let me. She would beat me to the floor and make me submit to having sex with her, potentially, because she's so strong.
Sure.
And I'd be okay with it, except for the giant clitoris part. It's not attractive.
Sure.
I've seen giant clitori before.
Sure. I mean, it's a tiny penis that grows.
I mean, well, with most women, it's not. It's a clitoris.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But with some women, it really is a penis.
Well, that's how when you
bigger.
take hormones, that's what happens. Yeah.
It can get really big.
Yeah, it can get really big.
And you know what? Like,
I learned that on Oprah, believe it or not.
This is why the podcast called Savage Snowflake. Really, Oprah talks about engorged clitorises.
Well, no, she did a special.
Clitori, sorry.
There was, it was some, or maybe it was like some like interview with like a transgender person.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and they talked about how the clitoris, or maybe, you know, actually just kidding.
Well, no, they invert part of the vagina to
Well,
form the penis muscle, don't they?
Yes, but
and it's never it's never going to look
prior
like
to transition when you're just taking hormones.
Yeah.
Yeah, prior to
absolutely makes
surgical.
It swell, yeah.
Yeah, and so they were just talking about that. They were being very honest about the body changes and stuff.
You get some strange smell changes. So I had 2 different trans friends back in London, and one who said it can make your body odor really acidic smelling, and it's
interesting.
It's awkward. It's awkward.
I have to say, I think transgender people are the bravest humans.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I think the bravest humans are people who run into fires, burning buildings to save children.
But I mean,
I think people who...
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, there's...
I know the point you're trying to make.
Because, I honest to God, your body is really, ultimately, the only thing you know. And I get that they don't feel... that they're in their right body.
They don't know their body. I think it's body dysmorphia, and I think there needs to be more studies done on it, especially now that certain people are trying to fuck with with hormone blockers for children. I think that's fucked up and horrendous because it stops just certain natural body changes that have to happen.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
If your kid said to you, "I'm fucking Spider-Man," age 11. You go, okay, that's cool. Be Spider-Man. You'll get your outfit and stuff. But if they started jumping off fucking buildings, you'd be like, no, whoa.
Yeah.
Nah. There's a limit on how... And the same way, if someone says, I'm in the wrong body, you go, okay, I can certainly... we can talk about this, we can discuss it, we can try and help you progress as that goes through. But if they went, I want to chop off my penis, or I want to block my hormones, I want to stop my development, I go, we can't do that until you're an adult.
I mean, I would
will
just
help
say,
you with the change.
If I had a child, I think personally I would say, You can dress however you want. You can
Sure.
style. We'll do all that, but
Sure, if you want me to call you by
need to be
female
18.
pronouns and you're a boy,
When you're
you're born a
18,
boy,
you can make this decision yourself.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll
and
call
I'll
you
support
whatever you want. I'll treat you the way you can do your hair and your clothes, however you like. You can wear makeup, whatever makes you feel good and makes you feel feminine.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to start modifying
to
your
physically
body.
modify your body.
Fuck no. And that should be the parent's first. You want to see your child develop the mind to be able to do that. Because when I was a child, I went through loads of changes and stages of different things I thought I was and could be and wanted to be, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And you haven't worked it out yet.
I mean,
it's crazy. And that's why suicide rate is so incredibly high with people who even after they've gone through full transition. But then
that's what I mean. And that's what I mean, though. Like, there are so many people. If I thought I was in the wrong body, like, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I guess I can't really speculate what my reaction would be.
Don't you have that whole bit where you talk about the fact that you really feel like you're a 47-year-old black man called Terry?
No.
I thought that was... Don't you have a whole bit on that?
No.
And you did the voice?
No. But are you fucking with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. I was like, wait,
yeah.
what?
I thought we were...
I was like, who has that bit?
Is that real?
No, but
But that would be hilarious, by the way, if you got up on stage and just went...
Yeah, if I was like, look, I know that...
I know what you're thinking.
My name's Heather.
What's a 47-year-old black guy called Terry doing on stage in this outfit? Listen, 2019, just get with the program.
In this outfit.
I'm living my life, yeah. Well, that's not how 47-year-old black men generally dress.
Right. Unless you're...
Much baggier tops for a start.
Totally.
Yeah.
But unless you're... I mean, Lenny Kravitz could pull this off.
Lenny Kravitz, but he's not 47. He's like 73 and looks 22.
He does look 22, but he's only in his 50s.
He identifies as a fucking vampire. I guarantee it.
Actually, I bet he's like 61. I think he was born the same year as Madonna.
He's old as shit and he looks incredible. He looks like a Spartan warrior. Mm-hmm. But like the kind you want to kiss on the lips instead of fight. I do think... yeah, it's interesting. I just don't think there's been enough studies yet, and there's not been enough work done on it because it's been vastly overlooked. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely think some people could be born feeling they're in the wrong body.
Yeah,
I can't say that. Because I know also I know other trans people who are incredibly happy since they've undergone their change. Mm-hmm. Some of them are very successful actors, or actresses, I should say. Sorry, or actors. It can apply for both. But yeah, I just think fucking with kids, you got to be careful, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, just hormones with any children, it's outside of transgender issues. Doing that, like, there was all those rumors that they did that for Michael Jackson and his voice, and you know what I mean. That's abuse in a way. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? And so giving children any sort of hormone altercation, regardless of the intended purpose, whether it's because they're a transgendered individual or not. And that's where I'm like I get it if I was a boy who really felt like, if I was assigned male at birth and felt like perhaps I really was a female, that of course I'm not going to want to go through puberty because I'm going to want to look as feminine as fucking possible. You know? Sure. But
then you find that
there's
actually,
an adult,
if you do allow yourself to develop a bit more as a man, your calf muscle is going to be that much more defined. So when you wear
look
the
better in the heels, it's true.
18
It's
plus,
fucking true.
Legs are going to look even better.
It's fucking true. But yeah, ultimately, I just think that 18 should be like anything that physically, because you don't want to. We don't even know what the fuck it's doing to just their whole system.
You can't drink alcohol until 21 in this country. Yeah. But potentially you could take something that is going to change and your development and stop your development of your gender for the rest of your life. That's fucking insane to me.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Isn't it interesting though that look, you're a lesbian lady and we ended up talking about trans rights, and you're not trans. I'm sure maybe you have trans friends, perhaps. Maybe you know people in the trans community.
Several.
But it's I guess people just like love to. This is the problem with just tacking on letters. Just being part of a movement or a what has previously been quite an ostracized group of people. So anyone who doesn't conform to the binary gender and sexuality kind of mold. Yeah. Yes, it's been fucked up, and you've gone through some horrendous shit, whether it be at home firsthand or I'm sure throughout your life you had to deal with a vast amount of stupid and very regressive people.
Yeah.
However, I think that it's too carpet blanket now.
Yeah.
In the same way, like a girl, this is how it all started through the conversation about bisexuality. A girl I think there's a lot of women nowadays who would just go, well, it pays to be on the sexual spectrum, on the sexuality spectrum. That's going to do wonders for me. So because I am perfectly happy kissing a girl, because all girls are, because girls are amazing to kiss and lovely and soft and gentle and delicious and taste like strawberries. Like why all girls now just go, oh yeah, I'm bisexual. I'm really out there. I'm really bisexual right now, and look at how progressive and how much of an ally I am. Fuck off. I think everyone should have to suck the genitals of the same gender if they want to prove it. Just a little.
Sure.
Little,
Sure. And now I do find it attractive when men are openly bisexual. I do think that because that shows an energy that it's like the opposite of the dude who's just like, hey, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? It's very much like.
What about straight guys who act like they're very, like I'm very, open and loving and tender. I've definitely kissed a man on the lips, but not in a
totally. Yeah, because we've discussed. You say that you're 53%, but I think you're
47%
right,
gay,
right,
European. I took all the best bits of homosexuality, so for men at least.
Sure.
I can't say if it's the same for women, but like I love dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very expressive.
Yeah.
I'm very tactile, flamboyantly dressed. I'm taking all the obvious generalizations about, that side of the gay community, but I've stolen it all.
Yeah.
And then I'll even flirt. I don't mind being flirted with by a guy. It's great. Feels lovely. Thanks for the validation.
Yeah.
I need that. I'm desperately insecure. Tell me that you can see the outline of my cock through my jeans, Stephen. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it like that, though. I guess like...
But don't follow me in the showers.
Right. Well, no one should follow anyone in the showers unless they're...
I saw a 47-year-old black gentleman. Could have been the guy.
Terry?
Could have been Terry. There was a gentleman, definitely in his 40s or 50s, in the shower at Gold's Gym, jerking off with the shower curtain halfway open.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like...
You were sexually assaulted.
And he was looking out. And I opened up my curtain. I was drying off, and I opened up the curtain of the shower, and he was there, and he was sort of looking out. And I was like, oh, nah.
Yeah.
And then like walked out, and he sort of pulled it closed a bit.
Yeah.
But it really upset me.
Yeah. That's like
sexual
that's
assault.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then I went down to reception, and I had to tell reception because I realized there was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't have that argument with him because I'm white, I'm straight, I'm 6'4", I got tattoos of skulls on my body. I don't look like the guy who's not the aggressor in that situation.
Yeah, oops.
And he's like a gay black gentleman.
Yeah.
And he could just be like, this guy's a racist and a homophobe, you know?
Yeah, and like it's the thing of like, all he has to say is that you were he was alone in the shower and you peeked in or something. He could turn it,
anything.
Yeah. I mean,
so I did what anyone would have done in that situation, and I marched straight back upstairs, and I got in that shower, and I edged him for 2 hours.
And
then when he thought I was finally going to make him come, I punched him in the face and knocked him out. And just left him there with a raging erection, and he never got to come.
What if he came when you punched him? Then he's got to get punched in the face every time.
I looked.
Yeah.
I looked.
You looked.
Yeah. And I put a tiny little toothpick with a little flag on it that said, "Be better," and I just slid that into his urethra. Yeah.
Oof.
You were worried I was going to say something.
No, I thought that's what you were going to say.
Okay, I did say urethra, yeah. Even that, growing up, God's language has changed so vastly. And it's, that's good. I think evolution of language is wonderful. Evolution of thought is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to marry this this very progressive world and a desire to see people of all types, whether it's your race, your gender, your sexuality, your age, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see everyone treated equally.
Yeah.
I also want everyone to be able to make fun of each other equally.
Sure. Yes. This is how I feel about that. Is I feel like, the big argument is like, oh, freedom of speech and PC culture. You got those two sides, but the truth is that I will always believe that everybody should be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Sure.
But then you can't get mad if it's not received the way,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? And that's just pretty much as simple as it fucking gets.
How do you feel about comedy club situations? How do you feel about comedy club situations? So if a comic says something that it's a joke and that most people laugh at in the room, and one person in the audience maybe takes offense because they're very tied to something.
Were you at the Laugh Factory when we did that showcase that we were talking about?
Right.
Were you there when the guy dropped the N-word? Was that then?
A white guy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Was that night?
I wasn't sure if it was that one or this.
He might
I told
be.
you
I
I've
left
been on the
before
hamster
the last
wheel.
two comics.
Okay. No, it wasn't then. So it was the next time.
A white guy got on stage and dropped the N-bomb.
Yep. And so at that point,
and what was the premise of the bit? Because
he wasn't funny. It had nothing to be funny. He was just shit.
Being racist.
Yeah.
Being racist or trying to be funny by trying to be edgy and funny.
And it just wasn't. But
well, he won't work.
Yeah, it won't work.
He won't get work.
Exactly.
Because he sounds like he's shit.
Yeah, exactly. But and I was curious if you were there for that. But
no,
in a comedy club situation,
told him off.
Yeah, for sure. Because at that point, it's like, okay, that's a different thing. You know, I get people walking out of my shows in the middle of the country all the time. Especially if I'm performing at like a casino, and it's like older people out to have, and they hear me talking about being a lesbian or whatever.
Oh yeah, they hate that in Vegas.
Yeah, they walk out.
What did she say she is, Barbara?
Yeah,
she said she's a lesbian.
Yeah, they fucking walk out, and
good.
Yeah, and exactly. I feel like okay, I feel like I'm doing my job.
Fuck that shit.
Sometimes
there's things you should definitely push people's you should be able to challenge people's boundaries.
Yeah.
And I do that with trying to challenge the political culture, political correctness boundaries, of course, because I believe in equality of all people, and I don't believe in overt political correctness.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way as you.
Let's all. I was going through photos, transferring all my photos from my external hard drives onto my home hub, right?
Yeah.
And I had like 350 gigabytes of photos or something, and I was scrolling through and I was going, oh, it's great. I've always had friends of all different races in my friendship group throughout my life, and I was looking through there and I was going, wow, it's great. This birthday pie, oh, my 26th is like, there's a mixture of all different people there. Oh, my 22nd, same thing, 29th, and I was loving that. I was just going, this is good. And then I realized, because I've grown up around people who like to talk to each other about race and about sexuality and give each other little light jabs, but not with any meanness.
No malice.
More
malice.
to understand.
That's it. Yeah.
To go, hey, this thing that other people are weirded out by or concerned by or don't understand, we joke about openly because it doesn't bother either of us.
Yeah, because it's coming from a human place.
And now there's a place. There's unfortunately a world where people want to segregate themselves out into different groups as much as possible, instead of going, let's all mingle together and be okay with everything everyone is.
No, I agree with you completely. I think that.
But then going on stage and saying the M word as a white dude.
There are lines. There are definitely lines.
The bit has to be fucking credible.
Yeah.
And has to be so hilarious.
Yeah.
And it has to work in front of an entirely black audience.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. That's the thing.
You know?
If you can do it, if this works at the Apollo, you're fine.
Yeah. Will you go in front of a black comedy night and do that joke? If the answer is no, don't fucking do the joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it ain't good.
It's very true.
Which is why I exclusively do all of my material about I have a bit about cunnilingus.
Okay, yeah.
And also about the word cunt. And I love doing that in front of more female audiences.
Yeah.
Because it's not demonizing the concept of, it doesn't make it a disgusting, trashy concept.
Yeah.
It's
not like, hey guys.
When you're eating your chick's pussy, am I right, bro? It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then the other bit is about the etymology of the word cunt and how it's a feminist construct. And it's more of a feminist construct than vagina.
It's so interesting. I had a bit early on about the word cunt as well.
Oh, yeah?
And because I'm a fan of it. I like it. So many people find it so offensive, but I love it.
Are you reclaiming it in the same way that maybe the black community reclaim the N-word,
Maybe, yeah. I've got a little bracelet from New Profanity. That's a cool store. I'll plug that. There's a great store here in LA called New Profanity. It's like all artist made stuff. And I've got like a little.
Use code Heather for 10% off. She definitely doesn't get cut. I swear to God, it's fine. I don't want to keep looking over there. It's because that's where my screen is.
I know. Because I was trying to look at the camera to plug.
You did it.
Yeah. To plug New Profanity, because she hooks. It's a great
and it's a bracelet that says cunt on it.
It says cunt. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I feel like I've always liked it. I'm like a big Madonna fan. It's the second time I've mentioned her.
I thought you were going to say I'm a big cunt fan. I was going to go, well, I mean, Marrying a woman
somebody
confirms that.
Exactly, absolutely. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Madonna has always been someone, I remember she said a few years ago, she sort of like owned that phrase of bad feminist, right?
Yeah,
because like she's someone who continually pushes the edge and continually says things, and people are always panning her, but she's clearly on the side of love and equality, and
absolutely.
And there are feminists that are not true feminists because they will rip down another woman without even fucking thinking about it. Like,
I loved your bit of material about men coming and like the idea that like and donating sperm.
Oh yeah, I forgot
and
I
how
did that. Yeah,
only men would value the fucking some white goop they fucking spurt out their body.
Yeah.
Very funny. And then the idea that why women wouldn't place the same value on themselves or their bodies or their eggs or whatever is because they don't value they don't have self-worth about their body.
We think that we would never think, we're not raised to think that like we're good enough. We're like raised to do, this is what like guys want, become this, like this is what this is what a good woman does, you know what I mean? So we're like raised to be a certain way and look a certain way and all the shit, and men do have a similar opposite thing. Yeah, that we have to a lot of ours comes down to physicality and earning power. Yes, it's true. Status. Yes, I don't think that men are. I do see men going through this shit all the time. Right now we go through different stuff. Yeah, it's different.
Some of it's comparable, some of it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think men have got it hard.
No, but I do. But at least like right now, the last few years, I have seen, men have been going through something that like hadn't really been getting enough attention, and it's like, for the last 30 years, it's like with women now not only being in the workplace but like vying for your job also. Sure. If like a man's worth used to be you bring home the bacon, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's like if
and
the
now
woman
your
does
girlfriend's
that
a fucking
too,
vegan. You can't even bring home bacon.
Exactly. What? I mean, like, so that I do think that there's like something that the whole identity of what a man is supposed to be. I think that there's like a struggle. That's why like you talk about toxic masculinity. I don't think masculinity is toxic.
I agree.
I think that it's I think we need to teach men what being masculine is in any, like, how to hone that energy, and that it doesn't automatically mean one thing, because that's the thing, men don't know where to fit in. They don't know who the fuck they should be anymore.
Well, we used to have a job and a place, and now that's gone, exactly, or it's at least definitely diluted. So now it's a question of what is male identity. Yeah, because females, for years, it was like movies. It'd be like, oh, she can do it all. She's like got the super fancy job and she's struggling with the kids, but she can't find love. But then at the end of the movie, she's got love. So what about the dudes? You know? Yeah. Yeah, it is confusing. I think I'm less confused by it, and why I'm frustrated and confused with the world a little bit is that I've always felt very identifiably connected to my feminine side. Yeah, I've always found that to be a very masculine part of who I am. It's true. That's why I'm alpha. Yeah. And I think there's no shame in being an alpha male. I absolutely am physically stronger and bigger than a lot of men. So when someone acts like a fucking asshole, I love that I can smack them in the face if I had to defend my friends or whatever. That's one aspect to me. The other part is I would very happily sit with a group of girlfriends and fucking just hang out in PJs. And go shopping. You accessorize. You've got all those rings and shit. Yeah. And celebrate some more feminine things. And also vice versa. I love that I know lots of women. My girlfriend, when I watch her run up the fucking side of a mountain, I'm not admiring her in just her. Of course, she looks incredible and she has that feminine quality, but she's athletic. I'm admiring the athleticism, which can be both now. It's not just a male trait. It's a male or female trait. But then vice versa, I'm very sensitive. Yeah. And she is clearly hasn't experienced that from a man in her previous relationships, the level of sensitivity that I have. Yeah. Which can be a blessing and a curse, obviously. Sure, yes. So, but I know that most men are being told that what they have ostensibly been taught they have to be from the moment they come out of the fucking womb.
And that they've
Be
watched
strong.
generation.
Oh, and yeah, and
So they're
the
just
further back you
lost
go,
right now.
the more that's enforced.
Yes.
You know, you are going to be strong, don't cry, don't show your feelings too
man.
much, be a man, you know,
Yeah.
make sure, you know, you're always going to step up and do this, you got to provide, you got to pay for the woman, you got to do these things. And then all of that's been told, by the way, you don't have to do any of that shit anymore. And now they're like, well,
So
what do I do?
What am I supposed to do? And I
Wear
think,
sweaters, jerk off, and cry.
Yeah.
If you
and,
know.
and we got to
the
take
improv
care
scene
of
in LA
the boys that are growing up, you know? Like, they got to be like, you know,
What is our role going to be? What do you think
self-expression.
men's role will be?
I love seeing men. And that's what I was talking about before with like, when men are like openly bisexual and stuff, like.
That's their role now. We
No,
need to
but
just
there's
suck
going
a
to be
little
sex
dick.
slaves, so we're going to switch roles. Men are going to be the sex slaves. No, like I think.
I'm down with that. That sounds great. If I thought I could get away with just being a trophy boy and just like,
Yeah.
you're going to buy me dinner, right?
See, but you wouldn't though, because you like to do creative stuff.
I do. And I also
See?
like buying dinner.
Yeah, there you go.
I like asserting that kind of,
Yeah.
hey, I got this, babe.
Well, at the end of the day, men have always been providers, so it feels good to buy a woman a meal. But like, I think
No, it doesn't feel great. Not always. It feels good to buy one for someone I love. It doesn't feel good to... Dating was miserable as fuck in this city.
Yeah, I believe that.
The number of, you know, all right, I'm just putting my card out and, you know, there's a $200 bill. And
How many girls did not reach?
didn't even reach.
I would always fucking reach and split. Even, like,
Some never even
lesbian or
said
not.
thank you.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. Women, you got to do better. I mean...
Did you see, I posted something on my Instagram. What do you think about this duality of what we consider to be feminine, a woman, but then how she seems to be acting in a very aggressive male way. So I got a message from a woman on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
You saw that where she goes,
but go ahead and,
she responded to a picture that I posted on my story from my friend's clothing company that I was modeling for, and just, you know, I like, check this out. And she was like, oh, can't we just mess around a little? She previously told me that she thought I was very cute. I said, oh, thanks so much for the compliment. You know, my comedy dates are here and blah, 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 blah. She was asking when I was going to come to her town. I said, oh, I don't know what the comedy clubs around there. Then she said, can't we just mess around a little? Oh, because I told her I have a girlfriend. Like, I appreciate the compliments, but she was asking, when you come to town, I want to go for dinner with you. And I said, hey, I appreciate the compliments and I'd love you to come and support my comedy. I have a girlfriend, so unfortunately I can't take you up on dinner, but, you know, blah, blah. Then she replies, can't we just mess around a little when she saw that photo? Do you have Snap? And I said, don't ask me shit like that again. I have a girlfriend I love, and I'm not interested in anyone else. And she replies, this is from a woman, right, who's meant to be, wow, admiring and understanding of that respectful behavior. And she's like, lol, you are nothing. Nothing at all.
Wow. Yeah.
That was it. What?
Yeah.
You wanted to fuck me a second ago, a heartbeat ago.
Yeah, I mean...
I had a good comeback, though, so it was all right.
I mean, this just goes to everything. This just goes to women. What's your comeback?
Oh, my comeback was, I said, so I am nothing, and yet a minute ago you wanted to try to mess around a little with me. So what you're saying is that you are worth less than nothing. Neat.
That's
Smiley
great.
face.
Yeah, there you go.
Go fuck yourself, you stupid bitch.
Yeah,
is what
totally.
I really wanted to say, but then I'd probably get in trouble for that.
But now this is like an insight into how women are treated on the regular, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's happened to me since the first day I started TV shows.
I'm sure.
And before.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean,
my mum used to write letters to me like that. Just like, how's it going at university, at college? You enjoying yourself? Yeah. I'd be like, it's going all right. And she'd go, well, you're nothing. And that's why I'm a comedian.
Yeah. Well, you are something.
What do you think about that kind of stuff when you see something like that? Is this a tiny droplet that in an ocean that women have to experience, or?
In a way, yes, because women do experience that stuff. But like, I mean, I'm gonna say something really controversial now. I haven't been talked to by men this way often or ever.
In a gross sexual way.
I mean, I've definitely had like guys come on to me and be a little too pushy about it.
Ever been assaulted? Ever had a guy grab your bum in a bar or do anything like that?
No.
You're very lucky because I've seen that happen.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. But this is the controversial thing that I'm going to say, is that I've never been disrespected like that by a dude. And like, part of me...
Do you think you're just lucky?
Yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not somebody who's like, what was she wearing? Like, dude, people who rape because they're fucked up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
But I do think that there is something that people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not true either, because I see a lot of female friends of mine get, really creepy messages from dudes and get just nonstop, just like, and it's just like, what the fuck,
Absolutely.
But they're
men are very sexually
persistent and
driven, persistent, does that. And when you add into that, a lot of those comments, especially like, for instance, a number of porn actress friends I have, also my girlfriend, some of her performer friends.
Yeah.
Some of the messages I see is a lot of the worst shit comes from men from countries where women are incredibly subservient to men.
Yes.
So a lot of Indian, Pakistani fans, Bangladeshi fans, Middle Eastern fans will just open with, "Show me your pussy."
Yeah.
Shit like that. That's like their opening gambit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fucked up. I'm just realizing, I'm just like, I mean, maybe nobody just wants to do those things to me, because I've never gotten a dick pic. Do you know how crazy that is?
Wow.
I've never been sent
I'll tell you
a
what's
dick
crazy
pic.
is that you just said that on this podcast, because...
And now I'll probably get a bunch.
And her Instagram is... you will get a whole load, yeah.
Okay, well, a whole load, no pun intended.
Pun perfectly intended. I think you're definitely... Because, I mean, if you were... Well, fortunately, I don't have to lie about that. You're an attractive-looking lady. So if you weren't physically attractive, at least to me, subjectively, I might be in my head thinking...
Oh, shit, this poor girl.
Of course she's never been sent a dick pic, because she scares the dicks.
But I must scare the dicks.
But maybe you scare them by just being...
That's what I mean.
Do you think it's evident as soon as... Because if you... I don't think... I don't in this day and age make aesthetic assumptions about people's sexuality.
Well, this is what I think. I think if I meet men, it happens in life too. I don't get guys being creepy. And I think what it is I think they don't want rejection, and I think they know that I'm not interested. That's what I was going to say, is I think that, like... If
they can tell that you're into women, yeah.
Well, no. They might just be able to really tell that I'm not into men at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I've had some men say that to me, some guy friends, where they were like, yeah, like, I never, like... It was like, I could just, like... You were just never...
Cold, impassive... Dead in the eyes the whole time. This whole 1 hour, just nothing.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
But they could just read it. So I've just never been harassed by dudes.
I can sense that the whole podcast through, you've been holding back the urge to just projectile vomit all over the microphone. And I appreciate that you didn't do it.
Yes, that's how I feel about men. It's true. Even the sight of this microphone turns me off.
Because it's phallic.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I have a microphone. I have a tattoo of a microphone. I mean, everybody thinks it's a penis with sperm.
Really?
Because the cord kind of goes down. I'm like, it's a fucking microphone. Damn it.
Should have got a better tattoo.
I love my tattoo.
Did you get when you were 16?
I think you just have to view it. I view it a certain way from where I'm standing and where other people view it, because it's on my foot.
Oh, it's on your foot, is it?
Yeah,
all right. Can I see it without it being a pain in the arse?
I mean, I have to remove my sock.
Yeah. Don't remove a sock. No one wants to do that. That's a level too far.
It's on my.
I'm not trying to
Instagram.
Quentin Tarantino you.
Totally.
Hey, let me see that fucking foot right now. Show me those toes. I'll put you in my movie. Okay, yeah. But yeah, you're going to have to send me a photo of the shit tattoo at some point.
It's on my Instagram. I don't think it's shit, but people think it looks like
sperm. If it looks like
sometimes.
A penis with sperm coming out the end, it might not be good.
I like it. It looks like a mic. But sometimes
I'm not
just
taking
from
that
a
away
distance,
from you.
people are like, what is that?
You should love it. It's yours.
Yeah.
But is it okay if subjectively... So look, just like comedy and just like opinions...
I mean, I'm admitting it. So yeah, like I think like I could see why from a distance, like...
But you're still quite defensive about it.
The cord swirl. No, it definitely swirls. The cord... I do think I'd have him do the cord differently. No, the mic looks great, but I would have him do the cord differently.
Okay.
Because I've actually had people say it looks like sperm more. So they probably think the mic is more like a sperm head. You know what I mean? I think that's what I would have different. But I still like it. It's a mic for me.
She's on your foot.
I can never stop comedy, because if I stop, then people are going to like...
What the fuck is that tattoo?
Yeah, they're going to be like, why do you have a microphone on your foot?
And you go, I have a foot fetish. I'm into women exclusively, but I once gave a guy a foot job, and then from that day forward, I had to document that. That's what it is.
But that's if it's a sperm. But if somebody can tell it's a mic, then it'd just be like, it's going to be like that fucking X that you have a name on you.
Listen, I know a really good artist in town. They do great cover-ups. We're going to be okay.
Okay. That's cool.
Okay, we got to wrap it up in a minute. I feel like I was going to apologize for having talked about sexuality so much, but it's intriguing to me. I like strong characters, which you are, and that's maybe an energy that's very readable.
Okay.
Is that you seem very, like you said that you maybe having gone through the stuff that you did with your mum and stuff, and learning to just go, well, I can't live this lifestyle for anyone else. It has to be because that's what I want, and that's what I feel, and that's what I need to feel love and to be connected to someone, and that's great. Mm-hmm. So I can sense that energy. Maybe that's what it is. There's a little bit of a calmness about you.
Yeah. Or just they know that I'm not looking to fill any holes with any dicks.
There you go. But also
emotionally and literally.
On the flip side, though, as well, I think it's always intriguing to straight men like myself, to have a conversation with a woman who, first of all, is aroused and attracted and stimulated by the same gender I am.
Sure, yeah.
And yet can see it and see the connection there and the relationships and sexuality and gender from such a different standpoint.
Totally.
Even though we're eating the same sandwich, we're big fans of different fucking breads.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
The
totally.
condiment lineup is very different.
Absolutely.
But we love eating the sandwich.
Yeah, we got the same taste palette.
Yeah. Same taste palette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But you like yours toasted.
Yeah.
And I just don't, amazing. Love it. Revolutionize. So that's why I think we talked about sexuality so much. It's very interesting to me. So thank you for humoring that.
I'm down. I'm always down.
To the point, the point is you're not ever down.
Right. Right.
Except for conversation.
Yes.
Always down for the conversation.
Always down for conversation.
Your comedy on stage, we're going to wrap up with this, doesn't just cover sexuality. It covers all sorts of other aspects of your life. And it was really good. I want to just briefly wrap up by saying the show we did was strange.
Yeah, it was strange.
I don't want to be mean because the promoter, it seems like an incredible person, and the venue's wonderful normally. It was just very quiet that night.
Yes.
It's about 15, if that, people in there.
Yeah.
Maybe 12 to 14.
Yeah, something like that.
And one of them was an incredibly drunk Danish guy, Austrian.
Yes.
Who was a fucking arsehole.
Yes.
Another person sat with him was a mother of the opening act who's like an open mic act.
Yeah.
Who only watched her daughter perform with interest and then talked throughout the rest of the lineup.
Yes.
And then the girlfriend of the compere, and she was very drunk as well with the Austrian guy, and they were talking the entire show.
Yes.
And then to add on top of that, there was a guy who later on I think we found out has maybe autism or at least severe Asperger's.
Yeah.
Who sat in the front row on his own, front and center, and would stand up throughout the fucking show to take photos. Or for my set, he just walked in, put his jacket on the middle chair. Halfway through my first 5 minutes, he just walked in, put his jacket on the chair in the middle of the front row, and bumped through all the chairs, making noise away, and then just walked straight to the toilet to go and have a shit.
And I went last, and that's the thing is that like when I went,
and he was your fan, he was your super fan, this guy.
And so because I know him, because he's on the spectrum for sure, and so you have to tell him very directly. And so when I was on stage, I was like, "It's a show," and then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
No, he didn't. You said it's a show. It's very distracting. You getting up and walking because he literally stood up halfway through one of your jokes and was like, and then like walked over to the other side of the stage and started taking photos like here. And there's 12 people behind going, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
It's true.
And then you said, "Hey, that's really off-putting. It's a show."
Yeah.
And he didn't say, "Oh, okay, my apologies, sorry." He then went, "Okay," and then just took really bright photos and then walked back around and did the same thing again. Now listen.
Yeah.
Here's controversial.
Yeah.
And I am friends with a comic, which means that I'm allowed to talk about this, right? As long as you've got one friend from that world. No, but my buddy Dom Biswas, who's a comedian back in the UK, who has Asperger's, right? And he would say it's like mild to middle, but, it depends what it is. He can get triggered by stuff. But he's a stand-up on stage.
Yeah.
And he says that he will say, on the spectrum, there are people who just shouldn't be going to shit on their own with the level of autism they have.
Sure.
Where is the person... assisting that guy to go, look, you're going to a theatre place. Because the bartender was like, oh, he locked himself in the bathroom for your whole set because you called him out for fucking walking across the front. I was like,
really? Shit.
I called him out because he was acting like a fucking nightmare. And then I saw him when he sort of turned around. I was like, oh, he looks like he might not be aware of how he's behaving.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a little touched, they would have said back in the day. A little touched in the head, they used to say.
Yeah.
He's you know. But he was at a level of like, this is the thing. This is like where we're PC culture in like safe spaces. I want people to feel safe in digesting theatre and performance of all kinds.
Yeah.
Yes. I want people to feel safe in their schools, their homes, whatever. You should feel safe. But also, if you are incapable of understanding social constructs that mean you ruin experiences for everyone else there, someone from your fucking family should go, he's going to the comedy club tonight. One of us has to go with him to make sure he doesn't fucking stand up halfway through a joke and take photos in the front row.
But that's the thing, isn't it kind of on the club that they didn't intervene earlier?
No, because I think they know him. He's gone to other shows there. So for him, they were just like, and then they didn't even police the guy who was talking the whole way through. And I had to almost get a fist fight with him after the show.
And that's the thing is like, because if I'd gone out, I would have been able to honestly say, hey, like, it's distracting. You're distracting the comics and interrupting the show. And he would have heard that loud and clear and would have adjusted his behavior.
Because he's a fan of yours. He would have, he would have trusted your
but
word.
Unless he's told very directly, it doesn't compute.
Okay.
So it's like that. It's like very direct.
Whereas I said very directly, yo, dude, are you all right? What's going on?
But then he went to the bathroom.
And he went to the toilet and locked himself in there for the whole 15 minutes of my set.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, then you got, that's great. You had no distractions after that.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Except for the Danish guy, and
Oh, that guy was horrendous.
Yeah,
Such
he came up to me after. Yeah, he's like, "Sorry, it was my first comedy show," and I was just like, "Okay, so you're apologizing, like you know that you were wrong. So why didn't you stop?"
Because he wasn't sorry.
Yeah, he wasn't sorry.
He just wanted to continue making the show about himself, even after the show's finished. I
drives me
refused to
insane.
say hello to him. He came over and was like, "Hey man," and I was like, "I'm all right, thank you."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, man." I was like, "No, I don't want to shake your hand, and I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Have a good evening."
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's because you got a fucking ego, blah, 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 blah." And then my girlfriend had to take me out the venue. Oh, shit. Because I was going to say something I shouldn't have done.
Well, you've got a good girlfriend then.
I got a wonderful girlfriend.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope that guy falls in a ditch. I hope the autistic guy learns at least a rudimentary level of etiquette.
I think it hit home. I think he gets that photo taking like that's distracting.
Does he?
Yes, now. But yeah, it took that show to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're out there giving blessings to the people. You were hilarious. That's what I was trying to get to anyway, is that your set was wonderful and it went through a real lovely myriad and plethora of different subject matter.
Oh, cool.
So even though we've dedicated this podcast, I have unfortunately steamrolled you and dedicated this podcast with conversations about gender and sexuality. But I think that's great. Mm-hmm. It's very rare that I get to speak to a lesbian on with such depth about what it is to be male and female and man and woman and into those things and
Yeah.
But I want my listeners to know that if they go and see you, it's not just going to be an hour of like, hey, so I'm a lesbian. Let me tell you about some lesbian things, and that's what I'm going to talk about. There is a wonderful depth to everything you talk about. If people want to check out your comedy, what's the best ways for them to do that?
Oh man, I feel like I'm the worst right now. I'm in the middle of revamping everything. I've got all old videos online. Yeah.
But there are some videos up online.
There are some online. You can find me. I'm at Heather Turman on all social media. And you can also...
Turman, by the way.
Yes. You can
Don't
also...
let autocorrect fuck you up.
Right. Because Truman. Because that's followed me my whole life. You can also... I wrote a film that's on Amazon that's cool.
Yes, which you mentioned.
It's called Stuck. Yeah. Did I talk about that?
Yeah. You said at the beginning, it was a bit of a humble brag at the top.
Okay.
You're like, so there's, I wrote a movie. It's pretty cool. Anyway, it's just a thing.
Did I? I don't think.
And then, you did, because you have a joke. You said, I wrote a movie and blah, blah, blah. It's opened up lots of doorways and now I'm working in...
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so it was that joke. Okay, I was just making sure. I mean, that's a joke about dreams not coming true.
I know.
But yeah, it's called Stuck. It's on Amazon. Check it out. And then there will be more comedy videos soon because that's where my focus is right now.
And just go and see this lady live. Heather Turman, very funny.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm sorry if I spoke too much. I'm like that. It's
You're
a Sunday
great.
vibe. I love talking.
You're great.
Really?
You got the accent.
Thank you.
I'm
Thanks for
down to
validating
listen.
me and making
Yeah.
me. You should have told me to go fuck myself. You should have said you're more distracting. You let me do less material, Jeff, on this podcast than that autistic guy did at that comedy night. Put together with the Austrian as well.
Put together with the Austrian.
Drunk Austrians and Asperger's got nothing on Jeff Leach. All right, make sure you check her out at Heather Turman, Turman on all social media. Make sure you check out the movie called
Stuck.
which is on Amazon Prime right now.
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye. I love you.